Okay, we're looking at what is sometimes called the Hicksian IS LM framework, where Sir John Hicks um, took Keynes' work and allowed for monetary policy to have an impact on the real economy. That is, that income didn't just depend upon, aggregate demand didn't just depend upon income, but there are interest sensitive components. And we lump all of those interest sensitive components into what we call investment. And that could be building factory and equipment. It could also be durable goods like automobiles. It could be residential construction, housing, whatever. But it's those components of aggregate demand where the interest rate impacts them. And if the interest rate doesn't impact investment very much, the investment schedule is going to be very steep. Okay, and I will argue that if the investment schedule is very steep, the IS curve will also be very steep. However, if interest rates matter a lot, then small changes in interest rates are going to have a huge impact on the level of spending. That is, if residential construction, the ability to make car payments, whether or not it's worth building a factory really depend upon interest rates, then interest rates will be very sensitive and the IS curve is going to be very, very flat. Okay, now, if we decided that we wanted to increase the level of aggregate demand by shifting or increasing autonomous spending, it doesn't matter whether the IS curve is steep or flat, it's going to shift in the exact same amount. That is, the horizontal shift is going to equal the multiplier times the change in autonomous spending. That is how much income would change if interest rates did not change. Okay, well, let's take a look here. I know if I have a steep IS curve, okay, it's going to shift out by the multiplier times the change in autonomous spending. We'll move up. Initially, actually, the direction is we have this increase in aggregate demand, and then we have a movement up the IS curve, pushing up interest rates until the markets, both the goods markets and financial markets, clear. Okay, well, what's happened here? Okay, we have much higher interest rates. Investment has fallen, but not very much. Right? Look, we see this. We see investment falling by a little bit. There's only a little bit of crowding out. Now, if the IS curve were flat, what we're seeing is that the IS curve shifts out by the exact same amount, but as interest rates rise, investment spending falls. And we're going to wind up at a lower interest rate, but with a lot less investment. Okay, we will have more crowding out. Now, let's go to the other side of the equation. Okay, basically what we're seeing here is fiscal policy likes a steep IS curve. That is, it doesn't get any feedback from investment when interest rates get pushed up. Okay, and it doesn't like a flat IS curve. All right, now let's take a look at the money market. All right, we have liquidity preference is some function of income and interest rates. Okay, the income component is sometimes called the transactions demand for real balances. Okay, and as income rises, we're going to need more money to make more transactions. Makes a lot of sense. And then the interest rate. Well, the interest rate is the opportunity cost of holding idle money in my wallet or under my mattress when it could be earning, say, interest in the bank, or I could be holding bonds or whatever. Okay. And the more, we'll see that, for instance, if we have a demand for real balances that looks something like this, okay, this is sometimes called the classical case. And here, when it's really flat, it's called the liquidity trap. That is, interest rates are so low that if we increase the money supply, you know what? I'm only getting 0.25% on my savings account at the bank. I might as well just keep it in my wallet. All right. Whereas if interest rates are really high and there's an increase in money supply, I'm going to take advantage of those interest rates. I'm going to hold as few dollars in my wallet as possible. Okay. So let's see what happens in the classical case. All right. Here we're taking the IS curve as given. And if the demand for real balances is really steep, then increasing the money supply, M over P, this is L. If I increase the money supply from M0 over P to M1 over P, I'm having a huge increase, a huge decrease in interest rates. That means my LM curve is very steep. Okay, if my LM curve is very steep, shifting the money supply shifts the LM curve, lowers interest rates, and that will have a large impact on income. All right, monetary policy likes a steep LM curve, and it doesn't like a flat LM curve. All right, with a flat LM curve, they basically don't have the ability to change interest rates. And if their ability to affect the real economy is through changing interest rates, then they won't be able to have any impact on the real economy. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. I do have a really neat spreadsheet that can allow you to change everything and put together pictures. If you're interested, let me know. Thanks a lot and have a great day.